The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, police, law enforcement, and for the Federal Aviation Administration. Non-pilots can earn a degree in aviation administration and work in leadership positions in the global aviation industry. New York State residents can take special advantage of low-cost state and half the cost of many other college aviation institutions. To find out more, please visit our website at www.farmingdale.edu or visit our flight center at Bethpage Airport. So please welcome the 2021 Farmingdale State College Flying Rams. Ram 1 is Suzanne Northo from Brooklyn, New York. Ram 2 is Aislinn O'Brien from Floral Park, New York. Ram 3 is Caesar Soto from Bronx, New York. Ram 4 is Patrick McGrory from Huntington, New York. And Ram 5 is Tomas Dunsky from Wantagh, New York. A warm welcome for the Farmingdale State College 2021 Flying Rams. All of these pilots are recent Farmingdale State College graduates and currently work for us as certified flight instructors. One of the great advantages we have at the college is we have a 4-year interview opportunity for our students to get a program with about 250, and now they're building flying hours as they're teaching others to fly.
I love these airplanes. I have flown Piper aircraft for quite a while, and you have a Piper Arrow up there, right?
Well, not today. Oh, not today. Yeah, these are all Warriors. These are all B-28 Warriors. We do have 3 Arrows, and we just recently got 3 Piper Archers. I should say 4 Piper Archers. Full glass cockpit, state-of-the-art, autopilot. So our instructor students are just so excited about these aircraft. And believe it or not, we got them delivered during the pandemic. So it was never flown before, and they just build that confidence and that experience and eventually become flight instructors and then eventually become military pilots, airline pilots. Don't be surprised if 1 or 2 of these young men or women up here today are future Thunderbirds, Blue Angels, A-10 drivers, all the young men you're going to see later. This is the beginnings of wonderful careers.
The inspiration that air shows have provided people is phenomenal. And that has happened. I've seen that and talked to members of those teams you're talking about, Thunderbird, Blue Angel, the ACC, Air Combat Command Demo teams. There is these single engine, very simple planes that teach you stick and rudder skills. And boy, those stick and rudder skills are tremendously important. And no more important than what was demonstrated here a few years back when
F-16s were zipping back and forth underneath them, and their eyes were probably as wide as saucers as he's watching these high-performance jets come toward them. But I think such a memory. I think, as I said, you're going to see some of these young men and women flying in the air shows of the future.
I want to take a moment, if I can, do a quick plug for something that I have gotten involved with since the beginning of this year, and that's with Flying Magazine. They have had the most widespread column in the history of 97 years of Flying Magazine. I learned about flying from that, and I've got a podcast that I want to telling stories about pilots who got screaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled flag and touching down ever so gently right on target.
And arm signals. He is relaying heading directions to the pilot, maneuvering the aircraft to a precise exit point for the jumpers. Watch closely as you may see the nose of the aircraft move slightly left or right in response to these steer instructions. As the aircraft crosses overhead, the jump master gives a crossed arm signal of hot target, signifying the airspace is clear and that it is safe to jump. In just a matter of moments, members of the Golden Knights will perform what is known as emergency, the Golden Knights. Now, as you may have guessed, these jumpers are faced with a unique situation, a traffic jam in the sky. They must gain vertical separation to allow for individual approaches into the target area. This is accomplished by pulling down the front part of the parachute and spiraling down at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. This allows them to set up a traffic pattern just like you might see aircraft at a busy airport. You may notice this first parachute is colored differently than the others. This is our team leader leading in the stack. At 1,000 feet, the jumper does what is called a wing penetration. Train year-round on piloting their parachutes, but they always seem to fly just a little bit better when they can hear the roar of a great New York crowd. Make some noise as our flying jumper cruises in to the target area. And here we have another Jared Center landing. That's the standard, folks. 2021 Air Show season. All members of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights. Now we're keeping with the long-standing Golden.
Clean it up like there's no external stores on it, and pull 9 Gs. It does really fast roll rates, and it's just got really sleek, graceful lines, and then you put them all together, and it's just a great show.
We'll be seeing that here in just a little while, right?
You betcha. And I'll be narrating.
Indeed, we'll be listening for your golden tones. Ladies and gentlemen, joining in a round of applause for Flak, Jason Markson, Thunderbird number 8, the narrator.
The Bethpage Air Show here on Jones Beach, the legendary Mr. Rob Reiner. You got it, Rob?
A big round of applause, if you will, for your United States gentlemen. It is his birthday today. It's time we sing happy birthday to Flak. Everybody sing with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jason. Happy birthday to you. We'll have a cake for you later, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, that does put a wrap on this year's Bethpage Air Show at Jones Beach. This is one of those times when you get to the most Yep, and the idea of being able to see and feel the airplane, and then as they progress into their instrument training, it's never trust your feelings, Luke. It's trust the instruments.
Absolutely, yeah. I think most of the students really appreciate that extreme discipline, and that is really where, as you know, pilots make their money. When they're good instrument pilots, when they're landing at minimums or a bad weather day, that's really what we give them the fundamentals to do that successfully throughout their career. I love this crazy today. I have to tell you, I've been doing this a long time with you, Rob. You know that. But boy, these pilots really showing us how to do it right. Now going into the wind, and when they're going to make that turn and go back down, and then those adjustments.
To that flag and honoring our country on this Memorial Day. of my voice as we sing our national anthem. Oh, say can you see early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose front stripes and bright stars.
Flying on the POW flag. Here comes Soldier First Class Danny Hellman, bringing it in to the landing area. Watch the movements he makes to obtain another 10-center landing. The parachutes used by the pilots are flexible wing gliders, constructed of lightweight ripstop nylon. These parachutes have an inherent forward airspeed of 22 miles per hour. To turn left, the jumper pulls down on the left steering line. To turn right, the jumper simply pulls down on the right steering line. As the jumpers near the ground, they will pull down on both steering lines simultaneously for the safest and softest possible landing. You may notice the tail of the parachute curl under. This slows the jumper's forward speed while reducing their rate of descent.
In order to be more maneuverable, this large formation has to collapse into a tiny. These formations are a lot more maneuverable, and it's easier for them to get around. And that's
precision that Michael showed you today comes from his 30 years of intense training and competing in top-level, regional, national, and global competitions. In fact, Michael has flown on 3 U.S. World Aerobatic teams and is a past U.S. National Aerobatic Champion. Michael performed in his first air show in 1989 when he was still a teenager and has been living his dream ever since. Today, he is one of the best air show flyers in the world and one of only 7 aviators who have received all 3 of the air show industry's top awards. Michael is also one of the elite pilots. On the United States Aerobatic Team, he is Long Island's own David Windmill. Look at that nice big speed. This is one of the most maneuverable airplanes. At 1370 a.m. When news happens on the island, you all know. Nobody covers Long Island like Channel 7 Eyewitness News with more local reporters on the ground, more news fans on the street, and the Tri-State's most powerful news conference of the year. Channel 7 Eyewitness is Long Island's #1 news. Local news, Long Island news, that's Eyewitness News. Big Mama is looking for family fun all summer long. You need news days like You'll find the best bets for things to do, places to go, food to try, and more. It's the essential guide to the best Long Island summer ever. Don't miss out. Get Newsday's Fun Book. Subscribe today. Newsday.com/fun. That's Newsday.com/fun. Thanks to Capital Health. Delivering outstanding, compassionate rehearsal show footage from Friday. You can go find it on Bethpage.com. You can take a look at this show and see some great in-cockpit footage from Friday's practice show, onboard images, and see what it looks like from inside the airplane.
He's like, yeah, they offered me to do that a couple of years ago. And this other person was saying, yeah, they offered me. And I'm thinking to myself,
You can appreciate the beauty of 6 classic World War II aircraft in tight formation. If you look closely, you might spot the Geico Gecko riding along with the team. Search the team's YouTube channel for the Gecko Air Show commercial to see how his first flight really went. Now as they come around straight toward us, you'll see how the squadron prepares for another maneuver. Keep watching now. 4 600 horsepower World War II airplanes on the left. 2 more from the right. Head to head, nose to nose at over 320 miles an hour. Wow. After the pass, the options for the pilots are to either continue to turn and engage in a classic dogfight or roll out and bug out. Looks like the solos are spotted 8 bugged out to the left. With the solos out of the way, this leaves the diamond free to check their 6 for more threats, then continue their turn to roll out along the threat axis right in front of us to check for other targets. When they do, you'll get another opportunity to enjoy the symmetry of their beautiful diamond formation belly pass. Or a 1 versus 1 engagement. They'll start by weaving back and forth in order to clear their 6, then they'll split apart. As Carl fights on, they'll turn toward each other in a dreaded head-on pass. Fight on, boys! Now here they come right at each other. Who's gonna blink first? The solos picked up at each other, trying to gain the advantage. It looks like Wing Solo gets the advantage by going a little bit higher. Now he wins the advantage by turning low and inside into the guns position. As he maneuvers to take that shot, Lead Solo is forced to fly in an unpredictable pattern in order to reverse, escape, or face the possibility of getting shot down. We call this a gun jam. his power since he travels a greater distance, while the wingman on the inside reduces his power to stay in perfect formation. That white smoke you see is an environmental-friendly, paraffin-based light smoke oil approved by the EPA and used by the military jet teams in all air show performances. Those red, white, blue stripes you see on each aircraft are reference marks that help to keep the pilots in their exact position and formation. Watch for the soul to return from show right. To demonstrate another effective method of how to maneuver for a shoot-down in air-air combat. The defensive aircraft spots the attack and reacts with a hard turning torque. The attacking aircraft will pitch up high, reposition into the vertical and slow down to turn tighter. Then he'll pitch out low to get his speed back and turn inside to get closer. This shows a good old-fashioned dogfight with a successful shoot-down. It's known as a high-low yo-yo. They'll descend for speed, then pop up and surprise the enemy while rolling in from different angles to fire. Strafing for the Geico Skydive today. Number 1, Boss Larry Arkin. Number 2, Mark Goops Finucci. Number 3, Mike Shooter Brocky. And number 4, Chris Sotowar. Follow them as they separate and shake on their exit to avoid getting targeted. Now look straight ahead as the solo pilots show their appreciation. Well, looks like it's the solo's heart. Those solo pilots today are lead solo Steve, Sky Clean Sommers, and wing solo Tom Long and Daly. We maximize the performance of our aircraft by using Piper slaves provided by Aspen Avionics, as well as a critical instrument used by all military aircraft, an angle of attack system by Alpha Systems. Example of how would you react when a threat is detected from behind. Now watch as they approach the show center, right behind each other, nose to tail in a trail formation, with 2 bogies on one aircraft overtaking us, and we'll see how they react to this threat. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sky Typer's bomb burst. compile and keep track of all the and Greg Gurman. We'd also like to recognize Brenda Little, part of our public relations team. You can find links on GeicoSkyDriver.com to our associate sponsors, Gulf Coast Avionics, Tulsa Aircraft Engine, Aspen Avionics, Alpha Systems, Whalen Aerospace Technology, Concord Batteries, Briggs & Riley Solo Luggage, and Stratus by Apparel Aviation. If you'd like to see photos, videos, or simply get more information on the team, please follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Что там?
As quickly and as safely as possible. All military aircraft, including the jet teams, use this rejoin technique. A majority of all pilots earn their wings through military, through team appearances, Skype messages, and air show performances just like this one. These aircraft are based most of the year right here in the New York metro area at Republic Airport in Farmingdale. Now, from your right, follow the team in their tight delta formation as they descend toward show center for their final maneuver, the delta pitch. That's the solo pitch up. Number 2, Mark Guzmanucci. Number 3, Mike Schuderaki. Number 4, Chris Sotomayor. Number 5, Steve Sky King Summers, and number 6, Tom Lonandel. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Geico Skypipers Air Show team. Geico and the Geico Skydivers would like to thank you for supporting this great air show and its super sponsors. There's a rich history with these vintage aircraft, and it's something you don't get to see every day. We're proud to be able to demonstrate for you the capabilities of these classic World War II SNJ-26 aircraft. Remember, 15 minutes can save you 15% more. Geico. One more time, 2 by 2 by 2, then they'll join up to return to Republic Airport. Thanks for watching our performance today. Enjoy the rest of this
every time he flies. And by the look of what he's doing right now, he's not going to stop doing it soon. It's the spiraling tower. Ladies and gentlemen, it just doesn't
back to the Air Force in 1987. The flight jacket supplier to the U.S. Air Force for over 30 years, and also supplying aviators for the United States Navy, the Coast Guard, the Army, and Allied Air Forces for over 30 years. Also, Newsday, Long Island's regional newspaper. Down low, that's the North American P-51 Mustang. We're going to get a chance to see that, perhaps do a little bit of aerobatics here in just a little while. But that airplane was responsible for helping change the course of the war, particularly with respect to the survivability of the big, heavy bombers that launched from bases in England during World War II to bomb during a daring daylight bombing raids over German-held Europe.
The airplane in front of us that shows center is the Grumman Avenger. It had a crew of 3. It was a torpedo bomber, and it is the airplane that was flown by a gentleman who was then the second youngest naval aviator in World War II. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. In front of us, the C-47 with the stripes on it. Those were called invasion stripes on the huge attack on German-held Normandy, France on June 6, 1944. Those stripes were painted on all Allied aircraft so that we wouldn't shoot our own guys down. Following it, the North American advanced trainer, the Texan. Listen to the difference in the sound here. That B-51 Mustang is being powered by a Rolls-Royce design Packard. A very different sound. Still a piston-driven engine, but the cylinders were located in a commandeered, and the airliners were turned into cargo haulers, hospital equipment haulers, and the cargo plane that helped change the course of the war. As a matter of fact, Supreme Allied Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower, who later became President of the United States, called the C-47 one of the most carrying in the Army. The Avenger out in front, flown by this pilot that I told you about, the second youngest aviator in World War II. Down over the Pacific, his 2 other crew members were lost at sea, but the pilot, this young aviator, survived and spent 4 hours or so in a single-person life raft bobbing around in the Pacific until he was rescued by an American rescue submarine. That young aviator was to become the 41st President of the United States, George Herbert Walker Bush. The B-25 Mitchell passing in front of us now. And the B-25 became part of the mission against which all other air missions had been measured, where 16 of these airplanes, each crewed by 5 airmen, were launched actually from an aircraft carrier some 800 miles from Japan and bombed Japanese targets, military targets in Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, Kobe, Yokohama. Little damage was done in terms of targets that were destroyed because each bomber only carried 4 bombs. But the B-25s changed the course of the war because that attack shattered the Japanese feeling of invincibility of their homeland. It was the first time Japan, that island nation, had been attacked in over 2,000 years. And material and men were kept home for homeland defense that otherwise would have been protected for their power in the Pacific. It was a strategic turning point in the war. All 16 aircraft were lost. Several died, several. And the numbers that I might give you today, then you are correct. By Gurman. But as they had other aircraft they had to build for the Navy, namely the F-6 helicopter, the majority of the Avengers were built at General Motors Corporation. The last last aircraft out was the North American T-6 Texan, known as the SNJ, the same type flown by the Geico Skytypers just moments ago. It was known as the pilot maker. Some 15,000 of those aircraft were built and flown by nearly 30 allied nations. And as those other aircraft are, as they say, bugging out, production needs of the Royal Air Force. The British Purchasing Commission approached Dutch Kindleberger, the president of North American Aviation, in '6. And some German research determined that the shape of the wing called laminar flow could go much faster. And the American Air Power Museum, Tom Richard. And now, we're going to come back to Long Island once again with an airplane that was born right here. And it is Republic's A-10 Thunderbolt II. It's my pleasure to welcome Technical Sergeant Brian Pontus.
At slower speeds. From the left, the gator roll. Preparing to demonstrate a slow roll along the shoreline to display the hog's precise handling characteristics. As he rolls, you will notice a heritage jungle paint scheme inspired by the F-105 Thunder Chief, operated.
I'd just like to give a big thank you to all the folks and organizers for making this show happen so late. We were able to fly for you here on this wonderful Memorial Day. Bring this jet back to Barbecue. It's a true pleasure every time we fly this airplane. Honor of all those service members that paved the way for us so we can do what we do today. Dedicate this flight to all those service members that are no longer with us so that we can enjoy events like this on their behalf.
Don't put those cameras down yet. The A-10 is the premier close air support aircraft supporting our ground forces with the enemy. Listen now as we have Staff Sergeant tonight in Air Force Special Warfare Attack Team, originally.
Safe restrictions, push it ready. I'm going to expect 15 seconds from the west. They are marked safe restrictions.
Significant battle damage while having the capability to fly on a single engine and a total loss of hydraulic power. The A-10 has a well-earned reputation for strength and striking power, a reputation earned in multiple deployments. Her Hawk destroyed numerous enemy armored vehicles, artillery sites, Scud missiles, and was credited with 2 air-to-air kills. Today, the upgraded...
He's in the real estate business, but he spends so many hours flying aerobats. As a matter of fact, he tries to fly every day. And this very, very powerful engine and propeller combination with this very lightweight airframe, the X-540, allows him to do maneuvers that some 40 years ago weren't even dreamed of. Let's watch David Windmiller!
Crashing through the wall. Right now I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle. Reaching out, I call your name but you're not around. I need you right now. I need you right now. So don't let me down. Think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my
As David now pulls up on the left-hand side of the aerobatic box, we're going to get a chance to have him cool down things a little bit. Let's see if David's ready to talk to us again. Hey, David, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing fine. Now tell us what's happening. Oh my goodness, he's got snap rolls. Look at this. He's going for 6 or 7 snap rolls. On the that would make me lose my lunch, my friend. And David, I want to tell you, and congratulations, and let the crowd know that you were just inducted into the Cradle of Aviation Hall of Fame, and that is a very, very special honor for you.
I'm really happy to get that. It's an honor to be honored. And this is what I love to do. I've spent my life in aviation in Long Island, and it's really a pleasure to be flying in front of so many friends.
Indeed. And I know your wife Tammy and your kids are just as proud of you as all of us are.
That's awesome. I got a wonderful family.
Now, on the way up there, what's coming up here? It looks like we might see a torque roll.
You got it. Let's see if we can get this puppy to go backwards.
All right, now as the engine turns one way and forces the airplane to turn the other, he hangs it on the prop. All the controls are reversed. Left is right, right is left, forward is back, back is forward. He's backwards, 400, 500, 500. You got about 550 or 600 feet backwards. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. I got the mic on. Make some noise for David Windmiller. Hear that, partner?
but he's going to put on a half a roll on every side. So he comes across the top with a half a roll, and over the top, half a roll, watch pull 45, a half a roll, a push 45 degrees for side 6, a half a roll, pull 45 for side 7, and a half a roll, and a push 45 for the inside, outside, octagon loop. How about that? David Windmiller. Awesome, buddy.
I'm going to climb up with this thing down a little bit, and we're going to start part 2. And when we get to this, I'm going to figure out later.
A lot of rudder and a lot of pull on that stick to make that airplane do what he's making it do. He is experiencing some 10 times the pull of gravity during part of his routine as he climbs up now to 2,500 feet. The Penyan custom-built aero engine is how David Windmiller performed like a champ. Give it up for David Windmiller! David Windmiller soloed on his 16th birthday. He's been flying helicopters and planes nearly every day of the year, and he's accrued over 23,000 hours of flight time, and you're seeing all of that being reflected in this superb performance here at Dome Beach. There's another torque roll. David Windmiller is a flight instructor in airplanes, helicopters, and gliders, newly appointed and designated pilot examiner by the FAA, and he runs a flight school teaching aerobatics and upset recovery. And you can reach that flight school and learn from David Windmiller just by going to www.vxperts.net. www.vxperts.net. Flies for the air show industry, and also flies for Long Island 12. Here's the top up. Let's see bottoms up, David. A roll and a half in knife edge flight. What talent, what skill, and what a gentleman. inverted to inverted single rolls and then the double. Pulls straight up into the sky and over the top, tilts his head back, looks down at Jones Beach and said, I love you guys. That's the one half human angel who rolls in and out, accelerating to over 275 miles per hour. Setting that line, you can actually see the smoke change as he does it, tumbling the airplane with these gyroscopic tumbling maneuvers that David has shown how good he can do it.
For a picture of formation. Major Alder, and from your left major curve, inbound for Schuster at a closing speed of nearly 1,000 miles per hour. Before hostile territory or flying in support of humanitarian efforts in adverse conditions. Now, Thunderbird 6 completes his rejoin with the Diamond to perform the low bomb burst.
formation as it approaches for the final car. Bethpage. From low and to the left, count along with number 5 as she performs the precise 8-point hesitation roll.